So we are literally, we've just gone live. We are live. Hi, guys. Welcome to the Blam Partners Discovery webinar on a Tuesday at 5 p.m. in the UK. If you're in South Africa, what time is it in South Africa?
2 hours in front.
7 p.m., 2 hours in front, until we have the daylight saving a bit later on this month. But yes, thank you guys for turning up on time and spending a bit of time with us. The presentation will probably take about 55 minutes, after which we will unmute the mics for a live Q&A. But it'll be Grant Stain doing the presentation, CEO of Blam, and I will be curating the chat window on the side. So I'll be dropping in some messages there. So if you think of any questions as we go through the presentation, just drop them in there and then we'll cover it towards the end. And just speed things up in terms of the presentation. And yeah, thank you very much for spending a bit of time with us. You may have been looking at us for a while. Many people look at our opportunity sometimes for many years and then get started, but you could have just inquired yesterday, which is also good. As I said, this is for information purposes, really, and so for you guys to sort of discover a bit more about Blam and what it's all about. But if you decide that at the end of this, it's not for you, then it's goodbye for now, right? Or if you say it's great, we want to find out more, what we'll do is we'll set up another call to sort of look into things in a bit more detail. And we have Shmiel Jacobs. How you doing? All the way from South Africa. If I could ask you to put yourself on mute for now, then we'll unmute towards the end, guys. And then we'll
he looks like a ghost.
Yeah, looks very nice, actually. Maybe clean the lens a little bit.
I see now there's something wrong with my camera.
No problem, my friend. No problem. No problem. We can hear you loud and clear. But we'll unmute probably in about 55 minutes time. So we'll get to the top of the hour. And then, yeah, stick around. We'll see you then. And Grant, I will hand over to you now.
Awesome. Thanks, Ed. And thanks for showing up on time, guys. Much appreciated. So today we're going to run through, first and foremost, I want to just talk to you about digital marketing and about what it's like to run your own digital marketing agency. We're going to talk a bit about Blam, as you guys have probably been introduced to Blam along the way, and show you a bit about what we do in our partnership program. And at the end of the presentation, there'll be an opportunity to take the next step or go and do your own thing. So what I'm hoping is that the information that we give you today will be valuable to you, whether you decide to move forward with Blam or not. Our goal really is to try and inspire entrepreneurs around the globe to sort of give you an introduction to digital marketing, tell you what not to do if you're going to run your own digital marketing agency, and then some of the things that I've learned along the way. So without further ado, and by the way, guys, you may hear some bings and bongs as we're going through. People usually join us as we're going through the presentation. Part of the course, we do this regularly each week. So it makes it nice and intimate. At the end, if you're still hanging around, we're here to answer questions and talk about next steps if that is appropriate. So I am now going to present my screen. Ooh, right. Tell you what I'm going to do. Just double check that one. Yeah, there we go. That's the one I want to share. So you should have a nice colourful screen, and I will present. So just a quick check. Ed, you've seen Blam Partners, welcome. Is he?
Yeah, got it.
Brilliant.
Sorry, I was on mute then.
Sorry, I was just
typing away in the chat.
Sometimes I share the wrong screen. So I'm just making sure I've done the right one. So
yeah,
welcome, guys.
Welcome.
We are Blam. We are Blam Partners, and we're going to talk to you today, as I said, about running your own digital marketing agency. But before we get into any of that, let's just acknowledge the blooming obvious. Everything's changed, hasn't it? God, I remember round about a year ago, remember how naive we were then, thinking, wow, we're just gonna go into this weird old lockdown. It's going to last a month, and then I think we're back to normal. But we found out pretty quickly, didn't we, guys, that it's not just now, that this is something we're living with for the long term. And as a result of that, I'm guessing one of the reasons that you're here today is because you're wondering, how can you secure your future in this, this new world that we find ourselves in? And I'm guessing that question that you're asking, what is a safe bet for me, futuristically? I'm guessing that the reason you're here is because you've identified digital marketing, the digital space as something that's not going anywhere. In fact, we've seen this huge adaptation of digital marketing for businesses around the globe because of the pandemic. And so I want to reassure you that you're correct in your assumption. Digital is not going anywhere. It's actually the only way that businesses have been able to trade throughout the lockdowns that we've been through over the last 12 months. And moving forward, it means that transition has moved the whole world into this much more digital orientated space, where now it's absolutely normal for us to purchase online, to use mobile apps, to book our tables online when we go into our coffee shops and restaurants. Whereas prior to the pandemic, the adaptation was much slower. And actually, the statistics have told us that in the first 90 days of the pandemic, we saw an acceleration towards digital usage that was 10 years ahead of its time. We've moved 10 years into the future. Now, for us, and I say this with some sensitivity, that was awesome because we embraced it. We shared the technology that we were already using. Blam partners absolutely, went out there and just did lots of business, helping small business owners with our fantastic products and services, helping them embrace digital technology so that they can make money online, so that they can use the technology to further their business. And that's why Blam partners have been leading the way. And it was just over a year ago that we were in the office seeing that the lockdown was on the cards, and head office at Blam put together a strategy, because what I knew deep down in my soul is that what we were about to go through was going to be very, very similar from a business point of view to what we went through a few years ago. And the way that our business was set up and the way Blam Partners was set up was ideally suited to take advantage of that scenario. And I want to explain to you about that, because I think it's fundamental from a business perspective for you to understand, why our business was set up that way. Because there have been plenty of digital agencies that over the last 12 months have had to furlough their staff, have downsized. Some of them have gone out of business. This is digital agencies because their business wasn't set up correctly to embrace what we went through during the pandemic. Now, this is really fundamental because in the last 12 months, digital marketing has seen this huge transition. However, not all businesses embraced it. We were one of them, and I say that humbly. We smashed it. We really did. We've had a fantastic 12 months. And like I say, we're saying that with some sensitivity because we know lots of people have suffered, and we don't want to be insensitive about it. But do you know what? What a year it's been. Let me tell you why, guys. And it all stems back to my history. This was me when I set up my business. 2001, I set up my first digital marketing agency, and that was me probably about 2007 that photo was taken. I know I don't look any different. It's as if it was taken yesterday. And that was me.
So you?
It's me, Ed. It is me, I promise you. It looks just the same. I mean, come on. Yeah, I was a boy back then. I was a boy. That was me
dressed
pretending.
to impress, eh?
Yeah.
You're wearing shirts then?
Yeah. I still have the odd occasion. Do you know what? I've still got that belt. I'm not sure it fits me anymore. I haven't got the car anymore, but there we go. I haven't got those offices anymore. No, here we are in the central Birmingham now. But that was my digital agency, and that was me pretending to be an entrepreneur back then, showing off with my fancy car and my nice offices. But let me tell you a little bit about that business, guys, because the businesses that I serviced were these big businesses. They were blue chip businesses based here in the UK. Halfords, for those of you that aren't based in the UK, is the biggest automotive retailer and bicycle seller in the UK. Big business. We were their marketing agency. I used to do all the work for them. People like Vodafone and Vax, these are big businesses that we did work for, and we used to do project work for them. So it would be, a website, or it would be a training system, all digital stuff, as well as digital photography. We used to do all the photography for Halfords, and then we used to do traditional stuff as well. Everything was obviously online, but we used to produce brochures and leaflets, and it was, and Save the Children Fund. actually did an app for them a couple of years ago, still work with them occasionally. But the important thing is, it's not so much the businesses that we work with, it's the way that we actually conducted the business. And what we would do is I would go to their office and receive the brief, and I'd give them a quote for the job, and then they'd award us the work. I'd take it to my team, we'd do the work, and then when it was finished, we would invoice it. And then typically, sort of 30 to 60 days later, we'd receive the money. And so every beginning of the month, we'd come into work on the Monday at the beginning of the month, knowing we had to make sales to hit our target at the end of the month. And that was the cycle. So we're always selling, and everything is based on that. And I came to realize, in a very hard way, that was a big mistake, because that business model that I had meant that I put all my eggs in one basket. If I wasn't making sales, then my business fell over. And guess what, guys? In 2008, when the recession hit, that's exactly what happened to me. The business dried up, because during a recession, and that was a big recession in 2008, I'm guessing some of you guys may remember it. I don't know whether any of you guys were in business back then, but it was a global, downturn, and it was a big one. Some parts of the world got away with it a little bit less than others, but here in the UK, the US, absolutely awful. It was awful, and I basically stopped getting business, because what happens in a recession is that most businesses listen to the headlines, they hear about the economic downturn, and they go into this sort of fear mode where they don't want to spend money. They hunker down and they wait for it to pass. And because of that, me as a supplier to these big businesses, they stopped giving out work. They kept it in-house, and they didn't, they saw the overhead, the amount of money they were paying me, and they said, well, we don't want to spend that money anymore. Let's cut costs, because, that was the economy. And this really hurt my business, guys. In fact, so much so that I nearly lost the business. I had to make redundancies. These people that were my friends that I'd worked with for years, I had to, tell them they didn't have a job anymore. I didn't have a salary for months. I had to sell my car. It was tough. It was really tough, guys. And as I was sort of muddling through it, I thought, this is no good. I need to find out, how am I supposed to get through, this kind of scenario? Well, let me tell you what I found out, guys. There's been 34 recessions since 1854. And that one in 2008 went on till sort of 2010. The repercussions lasted longer than that. It was a bad one. Now, the way I looked at it was, if I had a business that wasn't recession proof, that it fell over every time a recession hit, how can I call myself an entrepreneur? How can that be a solid business? I don't know whether you've ever thought about it, guys, but recessions are going to come along. We know there's been 34 and every in the last, we're in the 34th right now, by the way. We knew it was coming, even though the pandemic has accelerated and squashed it into a much shorter time frame. We were heading for a recession anyway. And guess what, guys? In a recession, successful businesses expand, not contract. So there are always businesses that smash it in a recession. And when I went through that horrible experience of nearly losing my business, of coming that close and really going through that sort of stressful time that I wouldn't wish on anybody, by the way, I realized that there were businesses that were absolutely smashing it. I remember one of the businesses that was a business that sold little plastic parts, and a guy called Martin ran that business. And he was one of the businesses that helped me just get through that recession with my fingertips hanging on. And he said to me, Grant, we're in the middle of this recession. I want to double my spend with you. I want to spend twice as much on my marketing. And I said, blimey, Martin, do you? Well, that's brilliant news, but can I ask you why? And I'll never forget it. He said to me, Grant, in a recession, I've been through a few of them. He was an experienced businessman. He said, my competition are going to reduce their costs. They're going to stop spending. And while they do, I'm going to double my spend. I'm going to mop up all their customers. And when we come out of this recession and people start spending again, my business is going to flourish and expand. And do you know what? That is exactly what he did. And he retired about 2 years after that. And made a fortune selling his business because he smashed the competition, because he'd been through it before, he'd seen it happen. Experience is just so valuable. And that's what I'm sharing with you now, guys. So I restructured my business, the way in which I do business, and I set up an app development company as well. And that app development company sold in a completely different marketplace in a completely different way to the way that I'd been selling before. Oh God, yeah, look at him. He's a good looking bloke, isn't he? The green one.
Is that photoshopped in, by the way?
No, that's yeah, totally real. Yeah, there's a little fella in there.
You did have a mascot though, didn't you?
We did, yeah. In fact, I've got a picture of it somewhere. In fact, here it is. There you go.
Who's that bloke stood next to it? Is that
another handsome man, isn't it?
It's him again.
Yeah, that business was franchised. So I sold mobile apps to small businesses en masse, and I charged a small amount of money on a recurring model, monthly model.
But that's it. But apps were like a couple of years old, wasn't it? It was like the smartphone was only like what 2000. The iPhone was 2009, 2010.
Yeah, the iPhone launched in 2008, and then they opened up the App Store in 2009. So right. I set up my app development company in 2010, and I started selling apps. And I was targeting small businesses because everybody was getting really excited about apps. And I developed a model where I could produce a cost-effective app for a small business, so they could leverage this new marketplace. And all these people that were getting smartphones. And we sold hundreds of them, absolutely hundreds of them. And they were all on this monthly retainer price, which meant that, I had hundreds of customers. And if I lost a few customers, it didn't make much difference, and they didn't cancel. My thinking was, to get to a recession, they're not going to cancel because I'm not taking much money off them. It makes it a no-brainer. And I franchised that business, and that's what you're looking at there, the franchise model. And I expanded it all over the UK, 100 franchisees. Took it overseas as well. And that business just taught me so much. But I tell you what was a shock is that I thought to myself, these small business owners, which I've been used to dealing with marketing departments of these big business, these small business owners, I gave them an app, but really they were clueless when it came to their marketing. They didn't really understand it. And I said to my team, I said, guys, we need to be able to help these guys with all of their marketing, not just an app. And we've got all these hundreds of customers. What I really want to do is give them a website that has got all the tech in it that we use for the big businesses. We used to charge thousands of pounds for these websites. But if I can give one of those a cost-effective website, one of these small businesses a cost-effective website, we can teach them how to market themselves better. Now, this was back in 2013, guys. We're going back a long time here. And the tech was still available then, but it was very, very expensive. So I said to my team, we need to be able to come up with a way to deliver these websites with all the tech inside at an affordable price. And my actual goal that I gave them was to do it for less than £1,000. How can we deliver a website that normally would cost £10,000 plus for less than £1,000? And of course, you know what developers are like. You got no chance. You got no chance of doing that, Grant. But I said, we've got to do it. We've got to do it, And it was a November night. I remember it. It was dark outside. I sat at the computer and Carl sat me down, my lead developer, in front of his computer, and he said, Grant, take a look at this. And he showed me a development that had the tech in. I was blown away by it. And he said, Grant, I think we can deliver these for less than £1,000, these websites. And that was it, guys. That was my eureka moment. That was the one where I'm like, wow, we've got to do this. And that was the beginning, really, of the AI website revolution for us, which is what the foundation of Blam is now, is that we produce artificially intelligent websites for small businesses so that they get the maximum out of their website, and they get the maximum amount of leads, and they get the maximum amount of engagement. And we use artificial intelligence to do that, but we do it in a way that makes it absolutely idiot-proof, that anybody can understand it. And we take all of the technology and the coding and all the difficult stuff out of the hands of everybody but our developers. We take care of all the tech. Our partners actually are the ones that are the consultants that sell the websites and help the small businesses make the best use out of it. And we're the ones that take care of all the back end. Now, you may be asking yourself, what the hell is an artificially intelligent website? And I'll explain that to you now briefly. But of course, I'm going to scratch the surface with this because this is our core product. If what I'm saying to you is starting to excite you, I recommend that you book on with Ed, because Ed's going to put a link in the chat window that you can see here, and he'll have some spaces left for you to book on a one-to-one, so we can give you an in-depth dive into what we call our deep dive into the websites and our other products. So if you get on that, you can get yourself booked in and find out more. But let me just give you a brief overview now while we're at it. Now, there's two reasons that make the AI website really, really powerful for our partners. And the first one might be not what you expect. And having the ability to talk to people about an AI website actually puts you in a category of one, because none of your competition are going to be saying, you know, I'm an AI website person. None of the competition, the networking that you go to, or phoning up your clients or emailing them, they're going to be selling them an AI website. So straight away, you're in a category of one when you're selling AI websites. And that means that we call it, in marketing terms, you're swimming in a blue ocean. That means that you're a shark swimming in a blue ocean full of fish, and they're all yours because nobody else is competing with you. But when you are the website guy or the marketing guy, you know, or the design guy, website design guy, then that puts you in a category with everybody else. And we call that a red ocean, where all the sharks are fighting over the same fish. And it's a bun fight because you're the website guy the same as that website guy and that website guy, because before they've started speaking to you, they'll just put you in that category. So first and foremost, being able to deliver AI websites sets you apart, and it's a selling tool. It's a unique selling point, a USP. And then, of course, you've got the ability to use the AI website to get results. And of course, when you're using AI websites, we do deliver better results than a static website, than a normal website, which is what everybody else is selling. So I'm going to explain to you briefly what an AI website does so you can get a bit of a feel for it. But like I say, Ed's going to give you more detail when you go on that deep dive with him. So first and foremost, our AI websites track the number of visits. And that means that every time a visitor goes to the website, they can get a message that is based on how many times they've visited before. So it could be a first-time visitor message, really, really popular with our partners when they're sending through the briefs. First-time visitor would mean, welcome, you're a first-time visitor, right? Why not check out the video from our CEO, or why not check out our spring offer? By acknowledging somebody's actual number of visits in that it's a first-time visitor, it means that we're able to engage them more. And that's what a website should be doing, is getting people to hang around more. So that's one of the things that we can do. Other thing that we can do, and this is really cool, we can do themes and marketing based around a calendar. And that means that if, for example, somebody visits the website in the winter time, we can have snow coming down, or it might be Christmas. You might want to use snow for Christmas. If somebody comes to the website and it's Valentine's week, you can have hearts coming down. If somebody visits the website and it's autumn, we can have autumn leaves, and we can have fireworks for celebrations, etc. We've got all these different themes, and we can pre-program the website to deliver these animations, which are really engaging and cool, so that when somebody visits the website, they know the website is current. They know that the business is, you know, up to speed. And we've got a way of getting more engagement, because we know that when a website has animation on it, our eyes are attracted to it. We're more likely to hang around. They're stickier. You know, these websites are stickier. And not only that, we can change the whole way that the website is delivered around a calendar as well. So you'll notice on that one, it says Black Friday, and we've got the Black Friday deal that we're running on with a countdown timer. Now, when that countdown finishes, or when Black Friday is over, that will disappear automatically. All of this gets pre-programmed by our developers and our designers. Our partners don't need to know anything about anything to do with, you know, development or coding or anything else. They just need to be the consultants that deliver the brief based on the conversation with the client. So as you can see, these things look really cool. We've got loads of them, and it works a treat. And then we've got geolocation. So this is another really cool thing that we can use, again, to get more engagement, to get more leads. And this example from our own website is when we went to Santon in Johannesburg to do a seminar. We made it so that anybody that visited our website that was in that area at the time that we were doing the seminar would see this personalized message saying, welcome to Santon. Now, if you were the other side of the world or a different part of South Africa, you wouldn't see that message. It's because the website actually finds out where you're from and delivers a message accordingly. So from a marketing point of view, it means that we can do localized marketing for local businesses. It could be, hey, you're local, why not come in for a cup of coffee and a chat about your quote or your job or your whatever it might be, or hey, you're local, why not download our app for our takeaways. And our job as marketing consultants is to come up with the ideas that help our customers get the most out of this technology, because it really does make a difference. It really does work. And then finally, a really simple one, our websites can detect the device that somebody is viewing the website on and deliver a message accordingly, such as call us now. So a really simple thing is, you know, you're on your phone, you're browsing the web, and you're looking at the website, and the website then flicks up saying call now. You're much more likely to make that call if the website flicks up with the call now button, and it will do that when you're on your phone. So I hope that kind of gives you a bit of an insight into how these websites are really powerful. Like I say, book yourself on with Ed. He'll show you the back office.
Happy to show you around. Happy to show you around. There's lots more to see, but yeah, I want you to feel comfortable about these products. And yeah, we got some questions, but we'll wait to the end so we don't sort of spill over too much. Great question, by the way, Satish. Really, really good question.
Awesome. So so that's the one part of our USP. That's the thing that makes, you know, us stand out. We've got this unique tool that gets results, that is a very powerful message. But what else, guys? Well, what's really important for our partners are these 3 letters. And I wonder, guys, anybody come across these 3 letters before? Do you know what they stand for in the context of our business in digital marketing? Because I've got to tell you guys, these 3 letters are the 3 letters that changed my life. You know, they've changed my life. They absolutely are the mantra that we live by. Go on, give it a guess, guys. What do you think? What do you think it stands for? And go on, Ed. give me an example.
I think we need to get some new T-shirts. #MRR.
We do. We love a bit of MRR,
marketing rate of return. I like it. Someone who knows his stuff.
Marketing rate of return.
One though. Good guess. Great guess.
Good guess. Yeah. No. Okay. Is it maximum rock and roll? Is it?
Okay. Let me give you a hint. Subscription-based income.
There we go. Right. We'll put you out of misery, guys. Monthly recurring revenue. This is what we want. We want to wake up on the Monday, the first of the month, knowing we've got money coming in, guys, regardless of whether we make sales. You remember when I told you the story back when I was running my agency, and I knew that every beginning of the month I had targets to hit. I've got to make sales, otherwise the bills don't get paid. If you've got a month recurring revenue, it takes that pressure away. Really, really important. Not only that, though, guys, when it comes to selling our websites and our products, we'll actually say there's no upfront design fee. Now, this might sound a bit weird to you. You're thinking, well, if there's no design fee, how do we make money? Good question. What about this? We don't put our customers in a contract, not an annual contract, it's just a rolling contract, so rolling service level agreement. No contract, so we don't tie them in. You're probably thinking, but what if they cancel after a couple of months? We've not charged an upfront design fee. Why do you think we do this, guys? Why do you think we do it? Okay, well, I'll tell you why. There's one main reason why. We make more sales, and those sales are a monthly recurring revenue. And guess what? We might not charge an upfront design fee, but we make more money overall. We make more money overall because we are so confident with our product and our service that when we make a sale, we don't need to put people in a contract, because my view is, if somebody's not happy, why would you tie them into a contract? Why would you hold them down? But if you're confident in the product and service that you're delivering, you don't need to put them in a contract. It's quite a lot of hassle to move from one website to another. They've got to be pretty fed up with you to leave. And typically the only reason somebody's going to leave is because they're about to go out of business. Because the last thing they do before a business close, before they turn out the lights, is they'll shut down their website. That's the last thing they will do. It's such an important tool, and that's why our websites are sticky, and why we want monthly recurring revenue, and we are willing to substitute the upfront design fee because we charge a higher monthly, meaning that that money keeps coming in, and it means that we have got that recurring revenue model. Really, really important, guys, and it's the thing that makes the difference to your business. It's the thing that makes your business recession proof, and it's the thing that will get you through the hard times. It is the thing that our partners were so grateful for at the beginning, this time last year, at the beginning of lockdown. But unless you have this next slide, the bit that I've just talked about could be near on useless. I bet you can't remember, but you don't know what's coming next. A sales process. You've got to have a sales process. Now, a lot of people, when they think about a salesperson, they think about a geezer like this, who's a little bit wide, who's a bit slimy, who's gonna, you know, he can sell ice to Eskimos. He's a bit of a lad, you know, this kind of slimy, sort of untrustworthy kind of chap. This is often the stereotype that we imagine in our minds when we think about selling, when we think about a salesperson. And you know what, guys? If you do think that way when I say the word salesperson, that's okay. But we do need to change your relationship with selling, because that was me, you know, just over 10 years ago. That was me. And I had to find out the hard way, guys. And this is what somebody told me that was another statement that changed my life. If you are in business, you are in sales. Now, if you're sitting there looking at that going, hang on a minute, I don't want to be in sales. I want to be a business owner. I want to, you know, I want to have salespeople working for me, or my website's going to make the sales for me, or, you know, I'm going to run ads and make sales. You are sorely mistaken. You are sorely mistaken, because if you want to be successful in business, you need to learn how to sell. Now, I didn't believe that. I'd argued the toss when somebody told me that. I said, well, that's no good. At the time, I had a design agency. I had people that sold for me. I had salespeople working for me. And as far as I was concerned, I'm managing director. You know, I'm the CEO. I'm not a salesperson. You used to refer to
yourself as the designer, really.
I did. Yeah, I was a graphic designer by trade. So, yeah, I was more of an account manager, really. I had a job. I was account manager. You know, I wasn't being a proper CEO. But I just had this perception that salespeople, you know, they'd sell their soul, and they were untrustworthy, and they weren't, you know, it wasn't me. I was not comfortable with it at all. And my sales trainer said, well, who are your business heroes then? If you're a, you know, a managing director, if you want to be a business guru, who's your heroes? And I said at the time, it was Steve Jobs, still alive at the time. He's obviously a big hero of mine. You know, when he formed Apple, and the way that he did it was brilliant. And Richard Branson's another guy I've always admired. And so this guy said to me, he said, well, Steve Jobs, you know, don't you see him as a salesperson? I said, well, no, I see him as a business leader, as a CEO. And he said, well, when Steve Jobs presents on stage and he delivers one of his keynote speech, he's one of the most successful salespeople there's ever been. You know, the amount of phones he sold, the amount of iPads and laptops by doing his presentations. People do, you know, they write books on his sales skills and presentation skills. And I thought, you know, I hadn't thought about it like that. And then Richard Branson, he'll do anything to sell a business. He'll, you know, go across the world in a hot air balloon, or jump out of a helicopter on a bungee rope, and God knows what else he'll do. He's selling when he's doing this. To be successful in business, you've got to think like a salesperson, because if you do not make sales, you haven't got a business. You've got a charity or a hobby, and you need to make sales, and you need to have a process that means that you do not look, smell, or taste like a salesperson. And we use the senses to exaggerate this idea, because it didn't occur to me that Steve Jobs was a salesperson, because he didn't look, taste, or smell like one. Neither did Richard Branson to me, as far as I was concerned. He's a business owner, but actually they're salespeople. And when we're starting our business, we need to make sure we learn that skill, because to grow a business, You've got to have a sales mentality. And every super successful business person that I have ever studied or looked up to is a salesperson first and foremost, and understands that the whole of the business is structured around selling. Because if you don't make sales, you haven't got a business. So if you follow a proven system and you don't deviate, you will get results. But you've got to follow a system. And this is what the mistake so many budding entrepreneurs make, is they just wing it. They go with their idea of what they think selling looks or sounds like. And they come across like a salesperson, and they sound and taste and smell like a salesperson. And people don't like being sold to. But if you get a proven system, one that you can follow, and that's what we do at Blam. We give our partners an absolute step-by-step, we call it Super Sales Guide. We step-by-step, minute by minute, how you actually run your process. If you follow it and don't deviate, you will get results. So whatever you do in your life, guys, whether you come on board with Blam, or you go run your own business, or whatever else you do, please pay attention to what I've just said, because it wasn't until I embraced that little section about being in business and selling that I really saw things start to turn around for my business, and saw that it could scale. Okay, and that's what we do now. So myself and Ed, we've been doing it for 6 years. The Blam Partnership Program. We obviously sold loads of websites and apps and all sorts prior to that. And then we started the partnership program, and that's what we do. We absolutely love it. People think, maybe we spend a lot of time selling our partnerships. We actually don't. The reason we run webinars is because we make the amount of time that we spend selling partners quite minute, quite finite. Most of our time is spent helping our partners. That is our sort of purpose, is to help our partners become successful. And to do that, we have to teach them, and we have to teach them what problem that they solve. And so what problem do we solve? And it's something you've got to ask yourself, no matter what business you go into, guys. Ask yourself, what problem am I solving? Because a business, really, all it is that somebody's got a problem that they're willing to allow you to solve for an amount of money. That's what business is. It's that exchange of solving somebody's problem for an amount of money. No matter what it is, you're solving a problem. And somebody has got to have a problem big enough for them to want to spend the amount of money to have it solved. And with us, guys, small to medium-sized enterprises face a massive problem when it comes to marketing. They do not understand marketing because they haven't got the time, they haven't got the knowledge and the skills to learn about the marketing, and they're worried about spending the money in all the wrong places. There's plenty of people that will take a fortune off them and not deliver results. This is an epidemic. It's like another pandemic, this problem that small to medium-sized businesses. So I haven't used that one before, Ed, but it's true, isn't it?
It's true, but yeah, I think fundamentally there's also a massive shortage of consultants, that can genuinely deliver the strategies that customers actually need. And sometimes, guys, these opportunities are a lot simpler than people think. But small business owners are scared most of the time, because people are overselling it. They're only really interested in two things. They're interested in making money and saving money. And if you can help them find more customers using the internet, you've kind of solved their problem there. And sometimes, you need, and this is what Grant said earlier, have something that's affordable in the marketplace, so that there's no barrier to entry, so they can try it out and experience it, and then learn as they go along.
And these problems that they face, guys, is absolutely no wonder. We talk about it in our business, that we have empathy for small business owners, because there's a digital marketing revolution going on. It's ridiculously fast paced. It's always changing, and it's now more important than ever. In the world that we're in now, if you haven't got a digital marketing strategy as a small business, you might as well give up. That's what we've realized. If we go into any more lockdowns, or if you see what the competition are doing, everybody's got a digital marketing strategy or needs one. And if you haven't, you're falling behind. And that's why, they did a survey this year saying, if you divided up every small, medium-sized business between all the digital marketing consultants in the world, each digital marketing consultant or agency would have 250,000 clients each. Massive marketplace. That's the opportunity that we're actually looking at. And guess what else we know, guys, is that there's a good proportion of those digital agencies and consultants that are useless. That's another thing that we know about, which is why, we're on a bit of a mission here at Blam. We really are, because we want to be the world's biggest designer of websites and of apps and websites for small businesses in the world. That's our purpose, because we believe passionately that we've got the products and the services that can help businesses, and we've got a business that is scalable. We've got a 7-year plan, but to do it, we need partners. We can't do it on our own. It's too big a task, because what we actually need is inspired and motivated entrepreneurs like you guys that come on the webinar like this, that actually want to grow their own business by helping other businesses. And we can give you the formula. We can give you the actual, the training, the motivation, and the education based on our experience and all the mistakes that we've made in the past, so that you can fast track to that success by following our model. And that way we can scale so much quicker, and we can get our products and services into the hands of so many more businesses as a result. And so I want to explain that to you in a bit more detail, because we've got so much confidence in our products and services and the way that we do things. And that's what drives us to scale, because if we didn't have that, the whole thing would fall over. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about our products. I've obviously told you about our websites. They're actually future-proof as well as AI, meaning that we update them all the time, and our customers never need to get a rebuild on a website like they would do with somebody else. The reason we can charge that recurring revenue model month in, month out is because their website's never going to go out of date, which is rare. Not many people do this, and that's the thing that makes it really cool. We've also got a very cool back office, which means that our customers can access their own back office and update with a drag and drop editor anything in their website that they want to do. Not all of them want to do it, but for some of them, it's essential because they've been burnt in the past and they get charged to update their website and all sorts. So we just make sure we've got everything covered. The truth is, any amendments they want doing, we'll do it for them, and it's included in the price. So they don't need to worry about it, because everything comes with full support. We take care of all the tech support, all the ongoing account management. Everything is handled by Blam head office, and our partners, they just need to do the ongoing upselling and acquisition and being supported.
It's kind of like having your own digital marketing agency ready to go. That's the thing.
It's exactly like that. It's exactly like that from day one. And you've got a partner dashboard as well, meaning everything that's going on within your business, we've got our own bespoke system that delivers that for you, as well as Amazon Web Servers are our super secure, that, if it's good enough for Amazon, it's good enough for us. It means that the actual hosting and all of the security, the SSL certificates are all covered in this, one-stop shop. There's loads more, but if you're going on the deep dive with Ed, he can tell you more about websites.
Thanks, guys, for sticking around a bit more. We're coming towards the end of it now, so we're in the final quarter. So thanks very much for sticking around. I'm going to drop that link in a minute for you to book on a one-to-one if you're still interested after the session.
Brilliant. Apps is still a fundamental part of what we do, and obviously with my background with apps, we've got a selling system on how to sell apps, how to manage them. Again, we do all the design and development. You don't need to worry about any of the tech. Our team take care of all of that, but that monthly recurring revenue strategy for apps is another fundamental way that you can actually generate money, as is the Blam social package. Now, if I'm honest, we don't make enough noise about this. Our Blam partners have exclusive access to our own social media posting system. That means that they can deliver high quality content based around an AI algorithm saying when to post and what to post, all included with the 6 major platforms that you want to post to. It's a bit like having, a whole sort of over 100,000 designs, pre-designed, ready to go, all editable in the system. And it's another fantastic way of generating recurring revenue, because social media, as you guys I'm sure are well aware, is a big deal when it comes to marketing campaigns and helping with customers get their info out there. And our platform, which is exclusive to Blam partners, is market leading in that respect. And then another big part of what we do is local SEO, because search engine optimization, getting onto that page 1 of Google for the relevant search terms, is a big part of websites. And we've got a fantastic team that deliver the SEO to our customers. Again, it's a monthly recurring revenue model. It's a great earner for partners. And again, Ed can tell you more about that and all of the other products. You know, we're a full service agency here, guys. We do everything from content writing to graphic design services, you know, blog writing, Google AdWords, you name it. We do it all for our partners, and it's all part of our process. But again, Ed can tell you more about that in the deep dive. So secondly, and these are all parts of our foundational things that drive us. We call them our whys, you know, because a why is so motivating. It's an emotional thing that drives us. Our systems and training are absolutely, you know, we're passionate about them. And becoming a Blam certified partner is what we're talking about here, which is a certification that is a seal of quality that says that you've been through our training program that's reserved only for Blam partners, to show you exactly how you become a marketing consultant, helping small business owners be successful online with their websites, their apps, their SEO, and all the stuff that goes with it. And that certified partner training program can only be accessed through the Blam learning management system. And you get a qualification at the end, which means that the Blam exam will be accredited to you. Once you've passed it, you'll get the certification. You can go on your website and you can show that you've actually passed that training and become a certified partner. But not only that, we've partnered with digital marketers who are widely regarded as the best digital marketer trainers on the planet, based over in Austin, Texas. We work really closely with them because every single one of our partners receives all of their certifications. Now, these are highly valued, extremely well respected certifications that you get all of them to actually undertake and pass to become a full stack marketer. Now, this is really, really important stuff here, guys, because this is from the best trainers on the planet.
Hey, Grant.
Yes, mate.
I found out where that quote came from.
Oh, yeah, about Ryan Dice.
Yeah, it's Damon John from Shark Tank who said that Ryan Dice and his people basically own the internet. It's Damon John from Shark. Anybody watch Shark Tank? Damon John. Yeah, so Damon John actually came to the Traffic and Conversion Summit as well.
Right, which is the summit that digital marketers run every year, and we go over to San Diego and attend that summit. It's like a 3-day summit where we get loads and loads of information, and we meet up with the guys there, digital marketer. Ryan Dice is the CEO of Digital Marketer. On the internet, that Damon John quote, it says that Ryan Dice and his companies basically own the internet, and that's the guy that is delivering these courses to you. And you know, I can't. You guys may know already if you've looked around at marketing. This is the best training you can get, and that's why we've partnered with them, so that we make sure that these courses cost a lot of money, and our partners get every single one of them, because we want our partners to be the best trained digital marketers on the planet. That is the goal, so that Blam certification has a real seal of quality, and it makes a big difference to your credibility, guys. And obviously it means you can charge more, you know. And finally, I want to talk about our people, and I couldn't find a picture of Ed from the last sort of 20 years. So I've got this one of him as a boy. Back when he used to.
I knew you're going to get
me
back at some point.
Yeah, and so, but I want to tell you about Ed because he's the.
I was wearing the shirt as well, and a tie.
I know. Back in the day, mate. Back in the day. Yeah, we still wear shirts and ties now and again. But let me tell you a bit about Ed, because you'll see why in a minute. His backstory is quite relevant to this. He's the partner mentor, so he's the guy that you're going to be engaging with in the stages where you're doing your sort of your deep dive and you're finding out more about us. Ed's the guy that's going to be telling you all about Blam, and that's got some significance, which you'll find out in a minute. But also, once you sign up and become a Blam partner, Ed's going to be the guy that delivers a lot of the support to you on an ongoing basis to help you get onboarded and just get you through those early stages with all the questions, as I do myself as well. But let me tell you a bit about Ed, because he started in hospitality, actually running one of the big restaurants in Disneyland Paris. And so nothing to do with digital marketing or anything at the time, but of course Disneyland is renowned for its customer service, and I think a lot of that, you know, we're big fans of Disney for that respect. You know, it's a big thing. But while he was there doing his, you know, sort of his thing, He read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Now, I'm hoping you guys will have heard of the book, if not read it. It's probably one of the top 3 business books of all time. But within that book, a bit like what I said earlier in this presentation, Robert Kiyosaki says, if you are going to go into business, you need to learn how to sell. That's one of the things he says in the book. Now, Ed took this to heart because he wanted to be an entrepreneur. He had the entrepreneurial itch. And so he gave up his job and became a door-to-door salesperson. Now, that is throwing yourself in the deep end there, isn't it? That's not an easy job to do. But, you know, fair play, it's the way to do sales, because Ed couldn't get a job as a salesperson because he'd never been a salesperson. So he had to dive in at the deep end. And, of course, he persevered and he got himself started training as a salesperson, started to get good at understanding sales, set up his own business as a digital marketing consultant and a LinkedIn trainer. And when we met, it was in a similar scenario to this. I actually presented to Ed and actually took him through the opportunity of becoming a Blam partner, because he was looking for a way of being able to run his agency more efficiently. And he saw partnering with us as a way of him not spending so much money on freelancers and all the hassle that comes with that, and just using us as the back office. And he actually became a Blam partner. So he handed over his hard-earned cash, became a Blam partner, and almost the rest is history. You know, he became a successful Blam partner. He started helping us with mentoring other partners, and we're lucky enough he actually joined the head office team, became the Blam mentor, and now between us, you know, he's now director of the business, and we run this business together to help our partners achieve success. So when you speak to Ed, you're talking to somebody who's been where you are now and took the plunge, became a partner. So it's important for you to understand that he knows what he's talking about. It's not just talking from a textbook. He's actually done it and got the t-shirt, and so have I. So, but it's not just Ed that you deal with at Blam. We've got a full back office team that all offer support, and our goal is to deliver the best possible support to our partners so they can achieve sustainable success. That is our goal. And we measure all that through our system. So we get feedback, because we ask for feedback all the time. If we're not doing a great job in this respect, you know, we haven't got a business. So it's really, really important to us to offer that market leading support, because we're creating tech entrepreneurs, guys, and our partners are the entrepreneurs going out there building their business, and we just take care of all the tech and all the back office to make it easier for our partners, because they can work from anywhere. You know, you can work remotely from anywhere in the world as long as you've got an internet connection, a laptop and a phone, you know. And wow, we've really had to prove that, haven't we? You know, we've been doing it this way for years, and that's why when the pandemic hit, you know, we could just hit the ground running, because we were already presenting like this. We were already teaching our partners that they could sell to anywhere in the world. They were already using Zoom and Google Meet and whatnot. Like this was just us doing our thing, and it just so happened that we can, you know, teach other people to do it too. So just to finish off, guys, I'm not going to play these testimonials for you, but I would urge you, if you haven't already, if you are interested in looking at the partnership program, just to see what our partners are saying, because we've got loads of testimonials. They're from all over the world. They're all different shapes and sizes. There's no sort of, you know, stereotypical Blam partner. We've got, you know, men, women from all different parts of the world, from all different backgrounds. The most important thing is that they understand, they are passionate about helping small businesses with digital marketing. They like the idea of helping businesses and being a digital marketing person. They're willing to put in the effort. This is not some get rich quick scheme where, you know, we're promising the earth, you know, you pay your money and all of a sudden you sit back and you're going to be a millionaire. This is not that. This is a proper business, guys. This is, you do the work, you get the results, you put in the work over time, and you build up a proper business that's got a residual recurring revenue that actually has some worth and some value to it that you can either sell on or hand down to your children, you know, or take a step back and let it run itself. That's what we're talking about here. This is not, you know, Bitcoin or, you know, one of those dodgy Amazon things or anything like that. Listen to what our partners say, guys, and you'll understand where we're coming from. Sherelle's a a great example. She's building a really nice business, and she made her money back in the first month. You know, she did a deal from day one. But if you watch that testimonial, and it's blampartners.com/testimonials, by the way, guys, you'll see that, you know, there are some people out there that aren't what they seem to be. She did get scammed before she came on board with us. And she talks a little bit about that in that testimonial. We've got a couple of testimonials from her, actually, because she's been with us a while now. So check that out. Mike is a character. What a great guy, based over in Florida. Used to be a corporate guy, and he actually took early redundancy, looked at over 2,500 franchises before he narrowed it down to us. He's an absolute legend. We met him over in San Diego when we went over there. Spencer, another guy, has built his business on the back of, you know, not knowing anything about sales or marketing or anything else. That interview was just prior to him really starting to scale up. So another really good testimonial. And then we've got Matt. I've just done my elite coaching call with Matt. This guy is doing really, really well. Had a call with him earlier today, full-time in his business. He used to have a business, a job where he worked for somebody, and he did it for like 18 months before he did anything with his partnership program. And that video, it was kind of like the turning point for him. He just realized, wow, actually, if I do what these guys say, it works. And that video is hilarious. So worth a watch, guys, if you haven't seen them already, if you're interested in the partnership program. And then finally, just a little message from Sarah. We've got a Facebook group, which we're really active on. Partners are all involved. It's a closed group. So just for Blam partners. We present in there a couple of times a week to deliver, you know, latest information and all the stuff that you need to keep you motivated and inspired. And Sarah posted this right at the beginning of lockdown last year, which I think really sums up what it's all about. And she said, I have to say, Grant, that I'm hugely grateful to Blam for encouraging me to build a business based on a recurring monthly income, as I'm hoping it will help me weather this storm more easily than other businesses. I'm feeling very sorry for lots of people. And this really goes to show that when you've got that monthly recurring revenue, it takes the pressure away. She knew going into lockdown, she was going to have to homeschool her kids, and she wasn't going to have time to go out selling, but she knew she would get a recurring revenue, and she did. And there we have it. It's all, you know, the proof is in the pudding, as they say. So what's that recurring revenue supposed to look like? How, you know, what can you expect to earn? Well, that varies from partner to partner, because some partners are, you know, they're in full-time work and their Blam business is their side gig. Whereas other people, you know, they're full-time on their business and they've got staff. It varies massively. So what we're going to do is just take a sort of an example of what we would advise a typical partner who is working full-time on their business to be targeting based on following our system. And we would say that an average month, or, you know, a sort of, you know, a pretty much a meh month, you know, would be 4 sales in a month. So 1 sale a week of a website, selling it at, in the UK, about £100 a month. So pretty low price as well, you know, compared to what some partners sell. Plus 1 app a month, again, at £100 a month. That's about $130 US, by the way, guys, or it's about 2,000 Rand. And 1 SEO package. So if you did that in a month, and that would be an average month, you know, you'd want to be aiming for higher than that, but let's say that's an average month. If you did that for 12 months in a row, you consistently do it in a row, you'll be turning over, you'll be earning, after you've paid us, £6,600 a month, every month coming in, even if you don't make any more sales. So, you know, when you wake up at the beginning of the month, £6,600 coming in, or 7,800 euros, or over 100,000 Rand, or 8,200 plus US dollars, or over 10,300 Canadian or Australian. So you do it for 2 years, you've got double that coming in. Consistency is key. So this is why I say to you guys, this is a proper business where, you know, if you have moderate success, you'll build a solid business with a decent income that keeps coming in. And that's where the strength is, because websites are sticky, guys. Websites are sticky. So that concludes the presentation. I'm now going to tell you a little bit about what you get as a Blam partner, what it costs and everything. If it's not for you, whether you're watching on the rerun or whether you're here with us, I just want to say thank you for your time and attention. I hope you found it useful. Don't forget about getting a USP, about swimming in the blue ocean, not the red ocean, about being in business, you know, learn sales. If you're in business, you are in sales, yeah, and get yourself a sales process. those are the kind of takeaways that I hope that if you don't become a Blam partner, you can embrace and understand. But yeah, do you want me to just crack on, Ed, or is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, we've got a question from Satish, but what we'll do is we'll unmute the mics very, very shortly. Actually, it's a very interesting question. I did do some research on this a couple of years ago, and I've just found some new stuff on that. So yeah, I'm very excited about the answer, to be honest. So yeah, but thank you so much for watching so far. If you want to stick around for the Q&A, this bit will take literally a couple of minutes. Yeah, then we'll unmute the mics.
And I am bang on time, Ed. Bang on time. Look at that.
Bang on time.
Probably the first
That's
time
it.
ever. So listen, guys.
Even with banter. Even with banter.
And can I just say, Ed, not like on, was it Thursday we did this presentation, and it was at this point that you went, "Get out of it!" You shouted at me.
Oh, yeah. I had a cat messing about with something. I can't remember what it was.
Put yourself on mute and control your animals. Okay. So, guys, what is included in the Blam package today? Let me just run through what you get. Okay, so you get the Blam Partner Certification Program, which I talked to you about earlier. So this is the exclusive to Blam partners, all of our systems and processes that we've developed over the years, that if you follow and you follow them to the T, to the letter, you'll be able to turn yourself into a digital marketing consultant that gets results. The value is well over 20,000 K in UK. And that is what you get as part of the partnership program when you sign up. And that is key to you taking that transition into becoming a digital marketer. You get all the training videos, the resource center, the sales collateral, the website, the branding, the marketing collateral, everything is included that can make you get ready for business, so that you've got your own logo, your own website, everything, and you can trade as a Blam certified partner. And all of that is included in the certification. You also get the digital marketing training system. If you remember, you get all 11 courses supplied from Digital Marketing. Now, this is over £5,000 worth of courses. You go to Digital Marketing, you'll see this is what they retail at. We give these to our partners from day one so that you can become a fantastically well-trained digital marketer. Plus, you get the Blam Social Training and Resource Center, so that when you can sell Blam Social to your customers, you've got all the resources, everything's that's there to enable you to be a social media expert. It's worth over £2,000. It comes with the Blam Partnership Program, and it's exclusive to the Blam Partnership Program. And it's like a partnership in its own right. It's an amazing piece of kit. And then you've got exclusive access to the Blam management team. So that means that you will get access to me and Ed on our personal mobiles, so that we can help you through that early stage of your training, because we want you to be successful. Okay, and we are there for you. So we are regularly in communication with our partners in the first 3 months of their training, because we want you to get up and cooking as quickly as possible. And that's our commitment to you, and that is priceless, guys. It really is. The experience that you get with that is priceless. And then the accountability program. So once you make your first sale, you go into a multi-mind group, the value of which is over £5,000, and every month you will be in a peer-to-peer multi-mind group with other partners from different parts of the world that are all motivated for each other's success. I can't tell you the value that that gives you guys when you're in that like-minded environment. Really, really key. Then you get live training with me and Ed. So me and Ed go live twice a week. We do sales training on a Monday, and we do partner training on a Wednesday. Everything's recorded and put into the resource center, so the whole back catalogue of all the trainings that we've done. Soon to start as well, I need to put this on the list, Ed, Klein's Cold Call Club. So Ed is doing a cold call club. Cold calling is one of those things that you know, sounds a lot scarier than it actually is. We've got tools and tactics that can turn you into somebody who you know, laughs in the face of a cold call. And you know, it's not the only way that we use to get deals in, but you will find it is transformative on your journey to becoming an entrepreneur. Is going through these uncomfortable scenarios can really, really accelerate your success. And that is what our total focus on, guys, is helping you become successful. Plus, you get access to exclusive to the Blam partner deals. So we're always running deals. That means we do branded deals that allow our partners to do deals. So the Black Friday one that you saw on the website, that was a deal that we put together for partners. We brand it. We give all the collateral, all the social media images and imagery, everything you need, and you can go out and do deals and obviously get more business as a result. And then finally, and probably the most important out of all of this, is that the Diffie, the Do It For You service, is yours from day one, and we're doing a special deal on this month. Now, normally, all of our partners, they pay us a monthly fee to have access to our entire team. So our designers, our web designers, our app designers and developers, the account managers, the tech support, are all the team, and we charge a monthly retainer for that, to have access to that team and unlimited use of it. We are including this within the deal free of charge for the first 6 months. Now, normally you'd be using freelancers if you're running around digital marketing agency like Ed used to do, or you'll be using, you might have to employ your own people. If you hit those targets that we are putting out there as the moderate targets, over the year, you're going to be spending at least £48,000 on freelancers and outsourcing. And you know what? That's going to be a headache as well. So this deal that we're doing today is going to really help you. So when we stack up all that value, this full certification program, everything that comes with it, with all the branding, the websites, the marketing collateral, the training videos, the resource center, the digital marketing system, so all of the digital marketing courses, Blam social training, the Blam management team, access to me and Ed, the accountability program, the multi-mind group, the live training, and the access to the Blam partner deals, plus the Do It For You service, that all adds up to over £90,000 worth of value, or 130k US. So over 2 million rands worth of value there, and over 100k's in euros, and over 160k Canadian and Australian. So I'm sure you can see that is a lot of value that we provide. But obviously, you've probably seen the website already. You know what we charge, and we definitely provide a massive amount of value for the fees that we charge. But let me tell you this, guys, we are doing a deal in March. As we come out of lockdown, we know businesses are going to be like a coiled spring. We know there is going to be a massive amount of opportunity as lockdown loosens around the world. Businesses are going to be desperate to do business, and we just want to help as many as we can. So we're doing a deal this month to help you get on board. We're slashing the price from the 15,000 UK that we normally charge. We're knocking a full 3,000 off the deal, which takes it down to 12k, or that's 16,500 US, or 21,000 Canadian or Australian, or 14,000 euros, or 250,000 rand. So we're doing this deal based on the Diffie is also free for 6 months. Now, that means that all of your websites and apps that you get sent to us over that first 6 month period, there is no charge at all. We just do them for you. And that is a mega deal, guys, because it's going to save you a lot more cash, and it just gives you that breathing space. It means that you get the opportunity to get yourself up and cooking and get going. Now, we've got 3 slots left. We have 6 slots every month. Halfway through the month, we're about on target. 3 slots down. We limit the slots, guys, because Ed and I are quite hands-on. We need to make sure that we can allocate the right amount of time to partners. And so those slots are now available. And we are happy to talk to you about that by going through the next step. So if you book on with a deep dive, you'll get a demo with Ed, and that will give you more information, and you can see whether or not this is a good fit for you or not, and it might not be. But if it is, Ed will do you a proposal that you can take a look at. That means that once it's signed, we can lock you in on that deal, so that you don't miss out on that deal as the price goes up next month. Sign the proposal, and then we'll arrange the payment. Now, the payment, sometimes we do a payment plan, and if you want to do a payment plan, we'll talk to you about that during the demo with Ed. Sometimes you might require funding. There's lots of different options around that. So if the upfront fee is something that you want to discuss, talk to Ed during that deep dive, and he can talk to you about different options. But once that initial payment has been made, the onboarding begins. You could be trading within 2 weeks, guys. You could be running your own digital marketing agency with as little as 2 weeks, depending on the time and energy that you can put into the training.
It's the fastest anybody's ever done it.
It is. But we are now open for questions. It's been a pleasure sharing the presentation with you.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Really good. Motoring on. We've got some questions come in. I'm just going to wrap up, guys. If people are watching this on the rerun, then please drop some questions in the comments below. And if you want to book onto that one-to-one, there will be a link in the description. So I'll stop recording now, and then we'll open up the mics.